Welcome to Trevor's Barking Mad channel. My name's Trevor, and maybe I am just barking mad. But anyway, let's roll cinematics and see what this week's about. Recorded this week's vlog, which was going to be about a scam, and then I went onto YouTube and I realised my Abba-tastic vlog last week's has been taken down, copyright issues. Didn't think they could do that, or they would do that, but they have. So naughty boy. So anyway, just gonna recap Abba and then gonna quickly talk about a scam that's going around that I want you to be aware of. So the Worthing boys, Terry and Tony, very kindly bought for my 60th birthday a ticket to go and see Abba Voyage at Abba Arena in London, the Olympic site. Went up on the train to Victoria, then underground, and well, actually we ended up train up to Victoria, then we got on a bus, went to Camden. And it really was lovely there, very diverse, good to see the shops all doing well, rainbow crossings. Oh, it's lovely. The canal was beautiful. It was graffitied and there was lots of rubbish in the canal, but unfortunately it's a city centre, so, oh, excuse me, just had my tea. But it was lovely, and 3 locks, one after the other. It did make me think, gosh, that's hard work. Almost to that effect. After that, we then got the tube to North Greenwich. We went to the O2. I went to Jimmy's restaurant. It's like a smorgasbord, all you can eat from around the world. American, Indian, Chinese, British, I think Mexican, loads of different continents and countries. You can enjoy their food as much or as little of or whatever you want. So that was lovely. I had sweet and sour chicken on egg fried rice with roast potatoes, as you do. These two are going to play up now. Look, Toto's laying down behind me, and Dottie's on telly this week, aren't you? Look, not on telly, on YouTube. We had our meal, and then we went over on the tube and the DLR to Pudding Mill Lane, which is where the Abba Arena is. Show was fantastic. The technology so clever. There's a live band also playing along with it all. They are absolutely amazing, and there are plenty of YouTube videos showing how it's made, and it's really worth watching one of those just to get the gist of how intense it is. It's brilliant, absolutely fantastic. And we then got the trains back. We walked to Stratford, then got the train to tube to London Bridge, and then we got the train overland to East Croydon. A couple of delays there, and then that was back to Worthing, and then a train back to West Worthing, where I parked my car. That's where the boys live. Said goodbye, and I got home just before 2 o'clock. It was a lovely, if tiring, day out. Thanks to Simon for being on the end of a phone, helping us get around London with his advice, because he works within public transport sector. Thank you very much to friend and neighbour Sue, who kindly let the dogs out 3 times for me. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much, Sue. And of course, thank you to the Worthing boys, Terry and Tony, for that lovely present. Very lucky guy. Thank you. So there's going to be some photos at the end. No videos, just photos. No Abba music. and they're going to be of what I took personally with my camera, and hopefully there's no copyright issue with that, because there'll be just some copyright free music behind it. Back to the scam. So I'm not normally that worried about scams, because they're normally, unless you actually do something with the scam, nothing normally happens. But something did happen, and yeah, I just want to make you aware should you get one. So it's what's called a phishing scam. I must admit, I'm not too aware of what phishing means or anything, but I call it blackmailing scam basically. It was an email sent to me from my own email address, and it was an old Virgin when I had the email address, that was. So at ntlworld.com to the same address. So it looked like I was sending myself an email. Now, as a friend pointed out to me on Facebook, if you double click where it's come from, it will usually then, what's a helicopter? It will usually then reveal where the real email address, but not in this case. It revealed it was from me, but it wasn't. Hence, it says in the email, do not reply to this email. It did also list my password, which was a concern to me, because I thought, well, how the hell have they got that? That's not just through pot luck. It's a very old password, and it was threatening to show everything from on my computer to the websites I visit, etc., to the world, friends, relatives, family, and the world. If I was maybe doing something that's abnormal or something I shouldn't be doing, I might be worried. And they wanted $400 in cryptocurrency. That to me is blackmail. Thankfully, on the internet, I do nothing more than anyone else does. And I'm not worried if people think that's abnormal, because it's not. Everyone goes to different websites, voting websites and car websites and apps on the phone and gay websites behind them and things like that for hookups, etc. Not that I get any. So anyway, I was a little bit concerned, mainly because it looked like it had come from me, and they had my password for my email account. So I did ring the police, waited 45 minutes for Mr. Plod to answer the telephone. Eventually he did, and he said not to worry about it. He said the reason they don't want you to reply to that email is because it has not come from your account. They've hidden their email address so you cannot see it. It will not reveal itself. It's just revealing how they want it to be displayed, which is your email address. Don't worry about it. And I said, well, how have they got my password on my email account? And he said, don't worry about that, because they can get that from certain bits of machinery, technology, and they can pay some websites to reveal that. So I said, well, I'm a little bit. So he said, go in, change your password, he said, and report it to the fraud website, which I did. I couldn't get into the Virgin website because I'm no longer a Virgin customer. I left them many years ago, and I was under the impression after 3 months of leaving them many years ago that these email addresses would be defunct. But alas, they're not. They are still active. I don't use them barely at all. I don't send anything on them. All I get is junk mail on them from years ago, that are things I signed up to, and it's just those that are few that come through now. Everything else is to my two non-generic email addresses, Outlook and Gmail. So that's fine, and luckily their security is a lot better than Virgin obviously is. I know it's owned by, I think it's Liberty, so it all went downhill. Anyway, not going on about Virgin. So then I remembered that LinkedIn told me that someone had tried to change some data on my account. And I couldn't remember what my login was, and I use LinkedIn about once every 2 or 3 years. I just clear the messages or what it's set aside for me to look at every day, but I actually put something on there about once every 2 or 3 years. Anyway, I was up to 2:30 this morning verifying who I am by sending passport photo and driving license photo to LinkedIn. Eventually it all worked out and I could go in there. I changed my email address on there, I changed the password, and then I deleted it. It's pointless me having LinkedIn. And the same attempt had been made on my Twitter account. Now, I haven't used Twitter for over 10 years, and most probably a lot longer, so it's no loss to me. So I luckily, thank you Elon, it was a lot easier to go in, even though I couldn't remember my login, and it was all reset, and put a new email address, once again, new password, and then I deleted it. And then I sat up and went through all my other accounts, a very old bank account, an unused credit card, and many shopping apps and other things that have the NTO World email address attached to them for logging in, and I've changed each and every single one, and I've noted what I've changed it to. And yes, it was a very late night, 2:30 I think was when I finally said I've done it all. It was a good feeling, and I have now deleted both NTL World accounts on my phone and my laptop. So if Mr. Scammer in God knows what hellhole in this world he's from or she's from tries to contact me, I will not know. As for the threats, show the world what I look at. I don't care, and no one will be surprised, or will you? Boats, narrow boats, canals, cars, electric cars, charging points, raving homosexuals. So just be careful if you do get this scam, because it's very easy to think nothing of it. If I don't do anything with it, just hit delete, nothing can happen. But with this one, there was 2 attempts, one successful, of logging into different things, and they can then access contacts, etc. On those, especially on LinkedIn. So I've deleted that. They can't sign in under me anymore. They'll have to find someone else to sign in under, and it failed on Twitter. So just be very careful. However, I have also had an email from the police, the scam site that I reported it to. They've now got my email address, so they sent me a warning about one on WhatsApp. So please be careful that on WhatsApp, it looks like a friend is contacting you and asking a very strange thing, like to be accepted again, a bit like it happens with Facebook sometimes. Ignore it if it does, because it is a scam, and once you accept it, they have access to all your contacts, it says. So I shall, if I can find the email, I'll take a screenshot of it and put that up here as well as the other scam that happened yesterday. Please be careful. It's someone vulnerable, elderly, yeah, like me. And that could really push someone over over that barrier with that threat of blackmailing them for $400. And you've only got to send it once, and that's it. They'll then be, pardon my French, screwing you left, right and centre, and you'll just be losing money out of your account to Mr. Scammer, who is no better than anything that he portrays to be, or she, or it, or they, or them. That's being politically correct. And as I'm non-binary, yes, it is correct. So there we go. I hope this finds you well. I've had a brilliant week with Amazon. yes, back up to where it used to be this week. It's been hard work in getting there, and the blocks are still very few and far between, but just by sitting there all day tapping the app and getting things to happen, it's been a pretty good week this week, so it's nice to be back there. I'm hoping I can do it each and every week. Been out for a lovely drive through over to Clanfield from Hambledon, and all amongst the South Downs National Park area. Absolutely glorious, really was lovely. So anyway, you guys and gals take care, love one another, don't forget to hit subscribe, like the Abba and the Camden and the O2 photos, and watch out for the 2 scams that will also have a photo snapshot of on here. In the meantime, till next time, be good. Bye.